Hi, good morning. Who is online?
Hello, good morning.
Hi, Deepak ji.
जी
Hi, good morning. आप कैसे हो?
भैया आप कैसे हो? How are your family?
All are doing good. Thank you.
So today who's coming?
Today, same Krishna Prakash sir is coming. Yeah.
Okay. So you can send the same link
हाँ.
and you can send the same link and we can live at 11 o'clock. The correct
Okay.
time.
To whom should I send the link?
Huh?
To whom should I
Maybe
send?
this is the old link, na? This is the Karnataka especially. This
Oh,
is
Aarti shared this one only for me.
okay. Aarti
हाँ.
will be joined.
Yeah. She said Deepak will be your co-host, and she asked me to use this link only.
Okay.
हाँ.
नमस्ते दीपक भैया।
Good morning, Aarti.
हाँ, गुड मॉर्निंग रूपा।
Hello.
वन सेकेंड।
Good morning.
दीपक
हाँ.
सर, दीपक
Yes.
सर, रूपा जी आए हैं ना, उनको और मुझे को होस्ट बना देना ताकि
होस्ट बनाना
जो
है
सबमिट करेंगे बनाना
आपको,
है
सबको होस्ट बना
दोनों को,
देता हूँ
रूपा मैडम
ना.
और मुझे।
Now you are co-host and Rupa ji also co-host. So now you can you check now?
Yeah, I can see both are co-host. Yeah.
So
ओके ओके
you can call me whenever it will be live.
हाँ हाँ, एग्जैक्टली आई विल कॉल यू सर, देन ओनली यू मेक अ लाइव सेशन।
Hmm.
हाय रूपा। ಇವಾಗ
ಹಾಯ್ ಹಾಯ್.
ಅದು ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ.
ಓ ಅದೇ ಬೆಟರು. ವಿಡಿಯೋ
ಹಾ.
ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಹಾಯ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಯ್. ನೋಡಿ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು
ನನಗೂ ಕೂಡ
ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಷ್ಟ್ ದಿನ
ಹೌದು.
ಆಯ್ತು ನೆನ್ಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ
ತುಂಬಾ
ನಾನ್ ನಿಮ್ನ. ಹಾ.
ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ದಿನ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಓ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ?
ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇವತ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್
ಹಾ,
ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು.
ಹಾ,
ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾನು
ಹಾ.
2 ಮಕ್ಕಳದ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ನಡೆದಿದೆ,
ಹಾ
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಹಾ,
ಆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
ಹಾ,
ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್
ಹಾ,
ಬರ್ತೀನಿ.
ಹಾ ಸರಿ
ಓಕೆ,
ಬನ್ನಿ ಬನ್ನಿ.
ಇದು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ,
ಹ್ಮ್,
ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಸರಿ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್
ಹ್ಮ್,
ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು. ಓಕೆ.
ಹಾ ಸರಿ ಓಕೆ ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಎಸ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ದ ವಿಡಿಯೋ.
ಈಗ ರೂಪಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಹಾ
ಹಾ, ಸೊ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ
ಹಾ
ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್
ಬರುತ್ತೆ
ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾ
ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಅಂತ 2 3 ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಎಟ್ ಎ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತೆ. ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ.
ಓಕೆ. ಹಾ
ಈಗ ಸರ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸರ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸರ್.
Namaste. Wish you just
ಓಕೆ.
yeah.
ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಜಿ,
Just
ಇವತ್ತು ರೂಪಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ.
okay.
ಹ್ಮ್. ಓಕೆ.
Yes.
ಓಕೆ.
I am just trying to put IYA logo. Yes.
ಓಕೆ.
ಆಯ್ತು.
Is there a way we can share that FB page in the groups? Facebook Live, it went yesterday, that link.
ಹಾ, ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
Hmm.
Antaramouna.
I thought maybe we should have done one next month. Back to back, no people will be worried to see me again.
क्या है तो योगा ही कर ले.
ರೂಪಾ, ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಯಾ ಆಂಟಿ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ.
ಒಂದ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್.
ಯಾ
ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಜಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ಲೈಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಇಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ಲೈಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಜಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ.
ಅದು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅವೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್.
ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ.
I think you have to go to my window.
ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ
ಓಕೆ.
ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಜಿ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಹಾ
ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ
ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ಲೈಟ್
ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್
ಫಾರ್.
ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾ, ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ಲೈಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ.
ಬಂದಿದೆ.
ಹಾ, ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಾ ಈಗ?
ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ? ಹಾ,
Okay,
ಬಂತು.
ಮಾಡಿ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಹಾ.
ಓಕೆ
ಅವ್ರು
ಎಸ್.
ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ಲೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ಲೈಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ
Okay.
ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಥವಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಜಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ನಿಮ್ದು 2 ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೋ ತರ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಅದು ಇದೆಯಾ ಆಪ್ಷನ್? ಓಕೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗುಡ್.
And someone was talking, you can mute them. Anshu Kapoor was there.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಮ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್.
ಹಾ, ಇದು ಸೆಷನ್ ನಡೆದಾಗ ರೂಪಾ ಇದೊಂದು ನಿಮ್ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವೇ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ. ರೂಪಾಜಿ.
ಹಾ ಎಸ್ ಹಾ ಸಾಕ್ತಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತು.
ಹಾ, ಇವಾಗ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ? ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ
ಹಾ
ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವೇ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ.
ಹಾ ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡ್ದೆ. ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಹಾ
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
See, we begin by sharp 11, right? One more minute to go.
We waited till 11:05 yesterday.
Okay, got it.
And then someone will make it live in
ರೂಪಾ,
FB.
ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರೂಪಾಜಿ 11:05 ವರೆಗೂ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು
Okay.
ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಕಮಿಟಿಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಲೈವ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
Okay, okay, fine. ಸರಿ
ನಾನು
ಆಯ್ತು.
ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆ.
ಹಾ ಸರಿ.
दीपक सर वेट कीजिए.
Problem in signal, I think.
Aarti, I think signal problem.
रुकने दीजिए, बात होंगी आपको. ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಜಿ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಲೈವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಲೈವ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಲೈವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಆರ್ ಹೌ?
Your audio is good, sir.
Okay.
Hello. Shall I live it? Hello. I
दीपक
wait or you want to live?
हाँ यस यस दीपक जी अभी लाइव कर दीजिए
Okay.
सर
Just a second. Huh?
ಓಕೆ
Yeah.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವ್ರು ಲೈವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡಿ
ನಂಗೊಂದು ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ದೀಪಕ್ just give me a signal please once you
You will see in the top of the
ಬರುತ್ತೆ
screen.
ಬರುತ್ತೆ
okay. Yeah.
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೇನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಲೈವ್ ಅಂತ ಎಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್
Namaste everyone. Welcome to Yoga Spandana and the second session on 17th March. So we will continue with where we stopped yesterday. We will welcome Krishna Prakash sir, who is the founder of Srimati Yoga and the foundation of Indic Wisdom. And Krishna ji is also the disciple of Master Shri, and his teachings are rooted in the living traditions of Bhagwan Nityananda of Ganesh Puri, Sri Ramakrishna Math, Bihar School of Yoga, and other Siddha traditions. Krishna ji, in short, to talk about him, he also conducts corporate trainings, individual trainings with certifications, and has covered students for over, across 40 countries. Krishna ji focuses on the personal transformation of any individual towards prosperity, inner peace, and success. And he believes in the practices of Yoga Nidra, Antaramouna, other withdrawal practices, and also includes Tantra and Vedanta. So let's get started with the second interesting session from Krishna ji. So yesterday we covered Yoga Nidra, and today we will see what sir is going to cover. Now I'll hand over the screen to Krishna ji to begin.
Thank you. Good to have back-to-back session from the perspective of someone sharing knowledge. But people who are listening also are coming back again. So there is an additional responsibility to be, of some use to everyone. So thank you for the introduction. And I would like people to engage with me and tell in the chat box here that how many of you have heard about this word Antaramouna? How many of you have practiced it? Yeah, Rupaji has done it. Kenit and Janani, you are on screen, so I have to ask you.
No, I have not practiced it.
Okay. Okay. Janani,
No, I haven't practiced. I'm not aware of it too.
Actually, it is easy to call you respectfully. Janani Ji, we can call you. Okay. The silence, generally, we know mauna is silence, no? Being in silence. Traditionally, you have kaika, vachika, and manasika silence. Body silence is just being still. Vachika is being silent, not speaking anything. Manasika is silence inside, which is the most toughest, because we may appear to be smiling and keeping quiet, and inside volcanoes may be bursting left, right, center. Many times this happens in relationships, right? The surface things are looking very pleasant and calm. Inside, a big boxing match is going on with yourself and others. So this practice of Antaramouna is basically brought out by Swami Satyananda in parallel to Yoga Nidra. But this process, probably other than Bihar School of Yoga, only we are teaching at Bangalore, Srimad. Because I am fortunate to have studied this while Swami Satyananda was alive at Bihar School of Yoga in 2009, directly from Swami Mukti Dharma and Karma Karuna, who conduct their yearly Pranavidya Chakra Sadhana retreats there even today. So it was a very interesting concept, which is never known before, and after that also, it's completely rooted in basically Tantra traditions. Okay, this has 6 stages, very clearly defined. Yoga Nidra also is a process which helps us in Pratyahara, and when people get very deep in the practice, they can move from Pratyahara Yoga Nidra to Dharana Yoga Nidra, and then Dhyana Yoga Nidra, which we just theoretically we saw all this yesterday. This process, Antaramouna, is very localized for developing and cultivating Pratyahara. So all the 6 levels are part of Pratyahara, unlike Yoga Nidra, where you can go deeper, deeper, and deeper. So in Yoga Nidra, technically there are no levels. You develop levels. So what we did is we have developed levels because people end up sleeping when you just do a 45-minute Yoga Nidra. Capacity building is very important. Here, the advantage is already the level stages are given by Swami Satyananda. And then practice it. Okay. So if some point, if you feel my internet connection is unstable, please type or raise your hands. Okay. Just a couple of times I saw the message, my internet connection is unstable. So Antar, all of us know it is inner, Mauna is silence. So we know that keeping quiet externally without talking is very easy. And even staying quiet in a place without movement is also relatively easy, because when we are watching a cricket match, or when you are watching a movie, at least from the movie start to the interval time, we are engrossed. Correct? In school, college, office, we are used to sitting quiet and just doing the job, even without talking to anybody. Okay. So such kind of silence in action and words are very easy to practice. But here, the inner silence is something which we need to consciously cultivate by withdrawing ourselves from various aspects which are preventing this to happen. Okay. So now I'm going to ask some questions. Okay. If you say yes to even one of this, then Antaramouna is for us. And like I requested yesterday, I am aware Aarti ji is traveling. If people could come on screen, because I can't see who is live in Facebook, right? If you come on screen, when you respond, I can see you. People have gone silent on the screen, no? Meaning behind. So we have to see you. So I'm just going to ask question. At least people who are behind the camera also raise your hand, or you can type. Okay, like that you can participate. How many of you feel that you are easily disturbed by seeing the things which are happening around you? Maybe it's a traffic, somebody is fighting, somebody is shouting, no? Quite natural. Kenneth is a monk. I think he didn't raise his hands. You are muted, Kenneth.
I don't get disturbed so easily, but yeah, if
Superb.
it's very much, yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Or else,
when you didn't raise the hands, I realized you don't get easily disturbed. Good. Then, how many of you feel that your sensory perceptions could be much more sharpened? Meaning you can discern whether it's a Maruti 800 or a Brezza. That's basic idea I'm telling you. Vehicles look the same, but you want to be more sharper. Smell is coming from kitchen. You would like to know whether it is sambar, rasam, or pongal. Many times you can figure out. But when people like me enter the kitchen, you only get burnt smell, whatever you cook. That's different story. But each of us would like to know what's going on, right? The sensory perceptions are very important. And how many of you feel that developing the attitude of witness is difficult, or generally it's getting difficult? Good. How many of you feel that you have good listening skills, or you feel you need to develop better listening skills?
feel better listening skills.
Yeah. How many of you are listening to yourself? Like Duryodhana said, no, I know what is right and wrong. That means something is telling within him what is right and wrong, but still he didn't listen to it. So that's what I'm asking. You are able to listen to yourself? Mine is low internet.
I think
That's
we
fine.
had little, and yeah, we are back now.
Okay. So you're using your sensory perceptions. Good, good. Then mind undergoes a lot of fluctuations, right? Thoughts, many things. How many of you are able to comfortably navigate all that? Rupaji, what we can do, we can remove the spotlight. As it is, only 5-6 of us are there. It will look good. Otherwise, I'll be asking questions.
Okay.
Nobody will be visible. Okay.
Right. So I will remove the spotlight for
Yeah.
you. You're saying?
Yeah, all of us, you and me, can go out of spotlight.
Right. Okay.
We
Just
can
give me
be in the gallery.
yeah, just give me a moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
We have few more students joining in, so I'm just
Yeah.
trying to allow, and yeah, just give me a moment.
And in the right top of your screen, you will have, yeah, that's it. So all of us are on a gallery mode. This is comfortable mode. See, only in lecture, you need one mode. And lecture, anybody, people will sleep. But I don't want any lecture. You have to be interactive. This, though the topic is silence, we have to be interactive. So these are some of the questions which we ask when someone tells that I want to study and practice Antaramouna. Because if they are already qualified, we ask them directly, take up a japa and get into that. Japa will help them to slide into meditation. So these are some of the questions. So what happens is, in the 6 stages, Swami Mukti Dharma, who was who studied all this directly with Swami Satyananda. So when we published an article on this, he said that even he is teaching only the first two, because to manage the first two stages of Antaramouna itself is a very tough task in today's modern day and age. Okay. So what is the first stage? The first stage is working with our senses. So what do you do when working with our senses is, for example, many of us are living in cities, right? Many of us. And the key thing which happens is when you're going for an important meeting, you are stuck in a traffic jam. Sometimes even traffic jam is fine. The honking, the sounds, and so much noises around creates a lot of problem, right? And this happens day in and day out. And knowing it is happening, still we get angry, still we get frustrated, still we get agitated. This is normal. This is a very simple example. Second is, I'm assuming many of you here have the habit of waking up before sunrise, because nowadays children are going to sleep just before sunrise. Till that time, I don't know what they are doing, correct? So if you are a person who is waking up before sunrise and you have your own routine in the morning, and just 15-20 minutes before sunrise, you will start hearing chirping of birds, some movements will be happening. And then slowly people will get up, somebody will be getting into the kitchen, noises will gradually come. Okay. Okay, internet is low. Should I go out of video for some time?
No, this is good for now.
Huh.
If another spot occurs, go off video. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is in the stage 1 of Antaramouna, what happens and which we are going to practice? Because I personally believe this is how we have been taught in the living traditions, is when you say something, you give that experience to the listener. Otherwise, it stays as theory and they will not be able to appreciate it. So that is how we are all taught. Okay. So now what happens is, can we tell the crow, I am practicing meditation. Can you go to some other place and start making your sound? Can you tell the child or the elder at home, please don't make noise, I'm seated for meditation, or I'm doing my pranayama practice? Nobody's going to listen to us. The crow will not listen because we are in her space. The parents, children, obviously nobody tells the spouse. It's a danger area, that is. So at least you play around with other people, you are still safe, right? Nobody is going to listen. And why should they listen? Because if everything around us is very conducive, then you don't need meditation, you don't need yoga. Like if everything was right, why would Arjuna need Bhagavad Gita? He doesn't need it. Like that, we all need processes, because the day in and day out, the life is challenging and pushing us to discover more and more why I am born, how I can find my purpose, how quick I can reach that goal in life. Okay, so yoga is the entry to Vedanta, and these processes will help us to achieve the objective of yoga, which is samadhi, and then open gates for Vedanta. So this is such a great process, because it tells us that what we can do, only you can do. You cannot speak with the crow because the crow will not understand. Others will understand, but they will not listen. So instead of wasting the energy in, that is sound, you are also making a sound. So what it says is, start understanding that this is not going to change the sense inputs which are coming to you. And why I directly spoke about sound, any guess? There are 5 senses, right? Why should I speak about sound? Yeah, Janani ji, please tell.
It is the fastest. I mean, like more than when we see and perceive something, it reaches us and it is easily understandable. More than visionary or smell. And all.
Good observation. Anybody else
Maybe-
wish to add? Yeah, Tusharji.
Maybe sounds have vibrations, uh, and then it disturbs the natural vibration, because as a human existence, everything has a vibration, so that it disturbs the inner vibration also.
Okay. Anybody else?
We can't close our ears. Other senses we can close. We can shut our mouth. We can close our nose. We can cover our skin, but ears will be open.
Hmm. Kenneth may say, have a earbuds and close it.
Still we
Just
hear.
understand. I am just joking. Because sound is the subtlest of the five senses. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Correct? Shabda is sound, Sparsha is touch, Rupa is form, Rasa is taste, and Gandha is smell. So in the hierarchy of the five senses, sound is the subtlest. So when we go by the principle, subtle is powerful than the gross. So when someone has a mastery of sound, naturally the mastery of other four senses are understood. That is the reason we have mantra sadhana. You have instructions from the teacher. You call Veda as Shabda Pramana. Correct? The sound conveys and it is more powerful than the other four sounds, other four senses. This is the primary reason many of our knowledge systems were transferred through sound. Veda was communicated through sound. Correct? And even in the hierarchy of senses, the sound is the subtlest. So when you manage the subtlest or reasonable mastery over sound, the other four senses, it appears as per the masters and the tradition, naturally subject themselves to the subtlest. So this is the secret why our tradition believes in verbal class, live verbal mantra sounds. So this is the primary reason. Please, we have to understand that. So when we try to inch towards mastery of non-affected by sounds, naturally other senses will follow the suit. So what is happening? If we have a lot of time, then you can now keep a piece of candy in your mouth and try to keep your mind there. That is sensation of just touch you can do. Correct? But the easiest is without any expense of even buying a candy, sound anyway is going to come to you. You don't need to buy anything. You don't have to spend anything. Correct? You have to just be there to be with the sound. So in stage one, what happens? Stage one also we have divided into 1A and 1B, wherein in 1A you are trying to be aware of the sounds around as it is. In stage 1B, you pick up one sound and just follow that sound. So I'll give you an example and we are going to practice both now. All of you are okay with that idea, right? You learn something and you practice. I am of a firm belief that there is no next moment and no tomorrow. And tomorrow doesn't exist. Even next moment, if I say, only God can be of certain, next moment exists. So we are in this moment and we need to utilize this moment. Okay. So when you go to airport, if you notice, there is an air traffic control tower. 24/7, there is a radar going all around picking the signals. That is exactly what we are going to do with Antaramouna level 1. What we are going to do, stage 1, we will sit quiet and our eyes are still, body is still. You adopt a mudra, you sit with a smiling face. Smiling face is important for many reasons. Any of you? Janani ji is unmuted. Why you removed the G?
No, I had to log in via mobile. I had a power cut. So
Aha. Okay.
Default was without G.
Okay. Here I am having problem with 4G and 5G itself. Okay. So why is that? Can any of you say?
So we are
Anshuji?
enjoying the process, sir.
Huh?
That the mind understands that we are enjoying the process of listening. Otherwise, mind has a tendency to get bored easily with continuously doing the same thing.
Right. So what we would do is the smile is very important to keep us in the present moment. It helps people at home also. Suppose you are seated in meditation or Antaramouna, as if you have had an ounce of castor oil, the long face. And many things people feel if you are spiritual, you have to be very serious, as if you had an ounce of neem oil or castor oil. I would personally admit them to a psychiatry ward. Because if you are spiritual, you should be the most, what you can say, comfortable person to be around. So smile, it's also of help to us to keep our mind in the present moment. And it also helps others who are seeing you. They are also comfortable, right? Whereas you sit with a serious face and a tight body, and you get up with much more stress than you sat for your spiritual process. This is what is happening in the name of spirituality today. That's jokes aside. So this is the reason why the sounds are observed as a witness. Okay. And whenever the mind is slipping to do something else, you keep getting the mind back to the sounds. Is it okay if we do a 2-3 minute practice now? Yeah. So let's all sit straight. And you can close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Gently bend your elbow and then adopt a mudra of your choice. Now with a smiling face, just be aware of the various sounds around you. That could be nature's sounds like chirping of birds, a dog barking, or the mechanical sounds of air conditioner, fan, someone opening and closing the door, someone talking. So with a smiling face, steady eyes and posture, just be aware of the various sounds around you. Sometimes the mind would travel to the past or future. Absolutely okay. Get the mind with the smiling face to the sounds around you. Whatever may be the sounds, we continue to be a witness with a smiling face and steady posture. Rub your palms, generate some heat, apply on your eyelids. The few blinks, open your eyes. What are the types of sounds you heard? Any of you?
Here nearby drill machine is going on. That harsh sound is coming continuously.
Yet you are the last one to come out of Antaramouna. You are still on in the posture. Good. Any of you, Janani ji?
Fan sound,
Hmm.
and then people walking the anklets in my house.
Good. Kenneth?
Music outside, birds, chirping, vehicles. There's someone nearby. I mean, I stay in an apartment. There's someone nearby. They whistle noise. Someone talking to each other. There's a lot of noise.
Yes. Tushar?
Similar, sir. I mean, kitchen, there's construction going on nearby. All this construction activities, honking, vehicles.
Oh, good.
Household activities.
Yes. Gayatri? Don't mind, sometimes I'm not using the word G to address all of you.
There's fan and vehicles honking, major, and then dogs barking. That's what.
Rupaji, would you like to share?
Yes, Krishnaji, I could hear 3-4 sounds of nearby vehicles, and I could feel the movement of the ribs or the breath, like internally slightly. Yeah.
Okay. I purposely asked this because only after you start practicing this process, you would have become sensitive to some sounds. Earlier, you were not aware some sounds were there. So this is exactly what's going to happen to each of us whenever we choose to do an inner work. We will become more subtle and sensitive in the beginning. We will feel more irritated and annoyed. We will feel it's very simple why the world is not understanding. Tell me if I'm wrong. Correct? No? So then we say nobody's understanding the value of yoga, all these things. So we go on a different trip altogether. The moment we become aware, you become aware of the sounds which were there, which you didn't give a hood to before. So initially, whenever we start the practice, please be ready to face irritation, dejection, annoying feeling, anger, and all possible negative emotions will start coming out. This is the internal housekeeping which is going to happen. Okay. In Yoga Nidra, this may not happen immediately because it is a different withdrawal process. But in Antaramouna, you have to be very careful because it is a consciously active process. You are seeing the difference, no? They are layer by layer now. In Yoga Nidra, you will go. Here, straight away, you are interacting with the senses. So some of you might have felt, why did I do this exercise? Because I was actually focusing on the session. Now I'm feeling distracted because so many sounds were there. I didn't even know these many sounds were there. In the name of a 3-4 minute exercise, it destabilizes you sometimes. So what is the key takeaway is, whenever you get into direct inner work like this, face disturbances, it is natural. things around us which irritate us, annoy us, it will create anger in us. So be very mindful and tell thank you. You cannot do anything with that. It is part of the process. Okay, so this is the first thing. Second, what will happen is you will understand. For example, Janani ji was saying fan was going on. Someone else also said fan was going on. Tanishk said there are drilling machine. Correct? Tushar said some work in the kitchen is going on. Slowly we will understand whoever is creating that sound thought that is the best thing they can do. See, somebody shouting at us. According to them, that's the best thing they can do at that time. Correct? That's why they're getting angry and shouting at us. The drilling guy has to do that job because if the drilling job is not over after the session, Tanishk may take that fellow to the cleaners. कल से wait कर रहा हूँ, अभी भी कुछ काम नहीं किया. What is going on? So everyone is doing their job. The crow is making its sound because something it feels is important. Somebody has to feed it or it's calling someone. So you're getting it, no? Everybody around us are creating sounds. Every gadget is creating sounds because according to that, that is the right thing to do. So what we do in the practice of Antaramouna is first accept the things as they are, because you and I cannot go directly and meddle with it. It will create a much bigger eruption. Second, the control is what we can do, not what others or other birds or other things can do. So Antaramouna is a great process to get the remote control of your life from outside to yourself. Second, it will tell you which are the things you are very sensitive and you start working with it. Then you understand, if I am at home at morning 11:40, definitely someone is going to prepare for lunch. The sound of mixie is inevitable because you yourself will be shouting in hunger after the session. But 12:20 onwards, people will be jittery. When is going to get, session is getting over, my ears are literally blocked with hunger. But if they don't make the noise of mixie, how you will get your lunch at 12:30? Okay. So slowly what you have to do, you can only tell as much. So if somebody is not conscious, if they can speak softly, they may, but again they may. So you keep trying. That's the thing what you can do. So what is happening? You first become very sensitive to these sounds. Later you become understanding that this is how it has to be. It will be, I am going to do what is in my ambit of control, which is the way I respond to it instead of reacting to it. You see the difference? Reaction appears to be in a flow and spontaneous. A response is something you measure, you quietly deliver it as per the need. This is the big difference it will develop. If you ask great teachers, they will say, reactions will add to karma. Response will help you to work with your karma. What is that? Reaction plus awareness is response. When you want to react, you hold. Be aware what it could do. So what they say, think twice before you speak. The reason is what you're going to talk is going to create an impact. So think twice and then respond. The same thing. So you can have the simple formula. You are already ready with the reaction. Develop some awareness, that pause, that silence, and then it becomes as a response. And sometimes not responding also is a response only, no? So this is the depth to which Antaramouna level 1 can take us. So first it will help us to become very sensitive, and then later it will help us to understand what can I do about it. I will do it. And the sheer strength of your practice over a period of time will set the things around on its own. But if you try to set peace and tranquility around and then I will do meditation, you don't need meditation. You need to learn to meditate amongst chaos. So this practice, when you're seated in Ola, Uber, Metro, going to office, somebody is driving, please try this. It is an amazing, liberating experience. But when you are driving, don't do all that, okay? Just be a good driver. But when someone is driving you, apart from driving us nuts once in a while, you can practice this. Is it okay? So this is how you literally experience, because silence, why? The mind is only about the sounds outside, then there is a vacuum of silence created inside you. That is why it is called inner silence. But when you sit and just sit without this process, there is so much noise inside you. So you are technically, what you are doing by practicing Antaramouna is shifting the locus or the awareness from inside to the sense outside. And you are preparing yourself internally by being aware of the sounds. And then, as I was telling you, whenever you have an opportunity, practice it. This will help us to improve the listening skills. Why? You will look at what is being said, than worry about somebody's vocabulary. They are not speaking grammatically right. All that thing which is troubling us from getting into the root of the message will be knocked off. You'll just start being aware of the sounds. Then you will understand, oh, maybe this person is talking from a state of disturbance. Genuinely, they are not a person like that. So you will start responding in a different way. So Antaramouna not only helps us to prepare the mind to do deeper inner work, it also helps us to become more effective and efficient in the day-to-day life. Is it okay? And second, it gives us a great understanding. What is happening around us may not be in our control. Reasonable control we have about what we can do inside. So this is Antaramouna stage 1. Any observations? No, huh? This silence is there, it's good, yeah. Okay. I'm assuming that all of you are reasonably comfortable. So to summarize this process, what you can do, 1/8 of a muhurta is 6 minutes. Okay. A muhurta is 48 minutes. Any process you take, try to practice for 1/8 of a muhurta. So Brahmari, clinical studies also say 6.5 minutes of Brahmari practice is important. So this process also, you don't need to sit for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, not necessary. Set the alarm for 6 minutes, sit quiet. When the alarm rings, do with other work. This way, you can do this practice at least 3-4 times a day. Getting it, no? So what you do in the 6 minutes is you mentally prepare yourself that I am going to just be aware of what's going outside. In an indirect way, it will help you to develop the ability to be in the now. And when you are traveling, when you have done enough with your Instagram, social media, tired of calls, just switch off, put in silent mode, and you can just do this practice. You are in a metro, you are in a cab. So utilize the time. Don't depend on an ideal external circumstance to do a yogic practice, because you cannot do pranayama or asana while in the move, while living in a polluted city, or where it is not conducive. But all the inner work should be done wherever we are, whether the circumstances conducive or non-conducive. And remember what Bhagavan said in Gita, the unfavorable circumstances are the more favorable circumstance to grow, evolve, and mature in life. So if traffic is annoying you, practice Antaramouna. Okay. Somebody is shouting at you, just practice it. You'll become a better listener. You'll listen beyond the emotions which are shown at you. Is it okay? So don't wait for an external circumstance to become right for your inner journey. That is the first takeaway from Antaramouna stage 1. Is it okay? Can I move to the stage 2? Okay. The first 2 stages, I will give you a practical experience, like how I did. The other 4 stages, I will only explain to you. This I am going as per what Swami Mukti Dharma instructed to me. He has also commented on that. The work which I have done in Antaramouna, he has commented on that work as well. And in that, he has clearly mentioned this. Okay. So now, after a reasonable perfection of stage 1, which is to do with the sensory world, you move into the mind, which is the mental world. Like 5 senses are the things first controlled by the mind, right? And then the intellect comes in the behind. Same logic. So in the stage 2 of Antaramouna, we are asked to deal with the thoughts. Thoughts create more sound than traffic, right? How many of you agree? Yes. There's cacophony inside, sometimes symphony inside. But it is very difficult to manage the thoughts. People outside may think you are a great boss, you are a good husband, great wife. So many things may happen outside, okay? Inside, you only know how many times volcano erupts every time, every minute, right? So stage 2 is generally attempted after you have reasonable mastery of stage 1. Why? We saw that subtle is powerful than the gross. Sound is the subtlest of the senses. So once you have reasonable mastery of sound, which is happening outside of you, then you come inside because thoughts are also creating sounds. Does that make sense? Okay. So now what we do is, I am not going to explain about this. We are directly going to experience this. Is it okay? So if any of you are feeling tired, you can just stretch. You want to stand up, move here and there, and then you can sit. We're only going to do 2-3 times. So feel free to get up and relax. No problem. Technically, this practice is practiced under careful guidance of a teacher in the initial days. But if you have chosen to attend this program, I am sure you are reasonably self-aware. So I'm taking the liberty to do this online with you. Okay. Generally, this is not taught online. That is the caveat I'm just telling you. Oh, okay. So let's sit still as much as possible with eyes closed. I think Rupaji and me have to keep our eyes open because of the internet issue. Okay. Otherwise, I'll be giving instructions thinking you are all there. You might lose me because of internet. So I'm keeping my eyes open, and she's also, as a leader of this session, she's managing that. Okay. So let's close our eyes with a gentle smile, get into a meditative posture. Let's start with the Antaramouna level 1 by becoming aware of the various sounds around you. Now gradually turn your gaze inwards. Feel as if you are seated on a beach wherein the waves are coming towards you and going away from you. That's the nature of the waves. You can even feel that you are seated at the balcony where the breeze comes to you on its own and leaves on its own. This is to prepare the mind. And now observe as a witness whatever thoughts which are arising in your mind. without labeling them as good, bad, ugly, without any adjectives. Just be aware of the thoughts within you. Continue to maintain a still body and a smiling face. Let the mudra be intact, like how you would watch a movie or experience the breeze or the waves at a beach. Stay as a witness and observe the thoughts that are welling up within. And once again, rub your palms, generate some heat, apply on the eyelids. Treat the eyelids like flower petals. And with a few blinks, look into your palms. If you have a pen and paper or a notebook, for the next couple of minutes, note down the thoughts which came while we did this practice. Let's take 2 minutes, sit quiet and write. Because writing is an external job, it takes more time. When you're observing the thoughts, like closing your eyes, you can go to Delhi, London, come back in a second. Correct? So the number of thoughts you get in 2 minutes, sometimes you need half an hour to write. That is my personal experience. Somebody would have lived your entire childhood and you're ready now in 2 minutes. So I'm consciously going to give you 2 minutes time. It is 11:57 till 12 o'clock, 3 minutes. Just write down all that happened within you during these 2 minutes. How many number of thoughts, any of you? It's not an income tax audit, okay? Nobody's going to catch hold of you. Yeah, Janani? 5, yeah. You don't need this session, yeah, you log out. Kenneth?
Sir, for me, it's a different experience. So I didn't get any thoughts, but the problem is like I go off to kind of a doze mode, then I come back. It's like on and off, but I don't get any thoughts as such. But I hear the sounds, I go back to doze mode, then I come back. It's like on and off, but no thoughts as such.
People who are studying yoga will say that is a thought. Nidra is everything, it is a thought. So how many times you dozed off and came back? That many thoughts you had, that's it.
Okay.
And something told you that you're hearing sounds, that's a thought.
Okay.
This is how you peel like an onion layer after layer to get into yourself. I hope that makes sense, right?
I get it.
So Patanjali and our ancient sages have created a foolproof system. Whatever we say, they'll give us an answer. I am not saying this. He has said vrittis are of 5 types and Nidra is one of them. And it's amazing that you observed it. Many of us think we are in a deep state of meditation and absorption. Technically, you would be snoring, but at least you remembered that you went off and you came back. So this is how every time you practice, you will start remembering how many times you came back. The beauty is, it is difficult to track when someone falls asleep. When you get awareness only, you know that you dozed off and you came back. So the count of dosing happens not before, after. So this is for all of us. Great share, Kenneth. Yeah. Tushar?
Few thoughts, but it was more of a some pains in the body that I was experiencing. So mind always it's what kind of a pain is it? What is it happening? And it's more whenever I close my eyes, it's more of a I tend to go and realize my breathing pattern more. So it's like, is the breath okay or not? So I mean, not too much wondering of the thought for now, but it was mostly the pain and niggles that are there in the body, experiencing it a bit, and then again then taking mind to the breathing and all. It was that kind of a experience.
All these are thoughts only, nothing to worry. And when you are doing things alone, you'll have more thoughts. The group, no? The mind tends to think it has to be disciplined in a group. So our ancients have said satsanga for mainly that. Being alone and doing the practice is difficult. It's only for advanced practitioners. For 99% of us, we do really well. Like in a group, we behave well also. When everybody sees we behave well, so even when you sit with your eyes closed, the mind thinks, oh, everybody is there, let me be more disciplined. It's all automatically happening, okay? I'm just telling the inner things, how mind works. And amazing how you could see the shifting from pain, experience, and all that stuff. This Gayatri?
I had all worldly thoughts. I was thinking what to cook this afternoon, what groceries I need for it, when should I order it. Slowly it shifted to I need to get rangoli from my home. Start doing it every day. Then I thought of calling to someone and talking to them later.
This is very real, what she's saying. Did you get any grocery list? Half kilo moong dal, 2 packets of salt, all that?
Yes.
Yeah, see, slowly the number of thoughts will increase. So her practice is more grounded in reality. Good.
The thoughts.
And some of you might have felt when this guy is going to tell enough, open your eyes. All this will happen natural. Okay. Ashwini. Oh, that Tanishk is your child's name, huh?
Yes.
I realize some mothers and fathers log in with their children's name. Good.
No, this is my name, Ashwini.
Yeah.
So actually, initially you told sitting on seashore. I feel that I'm sitting on the seashore, feeling that breeze and sounds of the waves. And then automatically some other thoughts started coming into my mind, which are in the past 16, 17 years back, and that whole journey, and some happy moment and some aches and pains at the emotional level.
Fantastic. That's why you can have whole life in 2 minutes, but you can't write that in 2 minutes. This is very good
Yeah.
observation.
And first of all, I wanted to be just watching my journey from outside without getting involved in that situation. But gradually I get involved in that situation.
Yes. Yes. Fantastic observation. Now we'll go back to generally, is it only 5 or the 5 was every thought was like a tree going like a grocery list?
No, actually, past 2 weeks, Krishna, I had attended a pranic healing session. It was an offline session. So Saturday, Sunday, last 2 weekends, I was with that. So I see the change. Maybe it's because of that. Earlier, it was full, like how Gayatri said, all the pending things to do, whether we'll forget it. It used to be like that. But now, when I close my eyes, it's like silence because of that 2 weeks practice, I believe. Initially, there was nothing. After that, I got the thoughts. Slowly. It was slow. It was not rushing into my head. So,
Any other observations? I am asking only whom I'm able to see, okay? If some of you are, yeah, any of you would like to share?
For me, it was like when you asked me to visualize the beach, I could clearly visualize the colors, the waves, and um, the daylight or whatever it is. And then when you immediately change the picture to a balcony, my thought immediately shifted. But then it moved to feeling the inner wall of the forehead and a moon there. And then I could feel the moon placed on my palm, and that's it. Yeah. So,
Every wave you saw was a thought only.
yeah,
Higher,
exactly.
small
Yeah.
wave, the colors. So
Yeah.
when you are with that particular thing, so many thoughts are there and you're able to see them, right? So that's a great thing. Yes, Bharti?
I also imagine myself sitting at beach, waves are coming, and then you said imagine you're in balcony. Then I started imagining myself at balcony also. Just before half an hour, I met my nephew. He is 1 year old, so very naughty. He is not satisfied with any toys and all. So I was thinking about what toy I should gift him. Yesterday it was his birthday. I gifted him some toy. He got bored very easily, throw things out of window and all. I was able to see that he's throwing something out of window. People are coming and saying control him, like those thoughts. And later it became somehow thoughtless, what I felt in between, no thoughts at all.
Okay. There are 2 Bharatis, so one more Bharati also unmuted. Is there anyone would like to say anything? Okay. So this is how the level 2 happens. The stage 2, you start getting thoughts. But what is one small shift we have to do is stop naming them as good thought, bad thought, great thought. Oh, this is sucking my energy. A thought is a thought. Because when in the inner life, good thought is as dangerous as a bad thought. So there is no, technically there is nothing called a good thought, okay? Anything good or bad is taking you away from who you are. Okay, just a second. So you're getting the reason why Swami Satyananda kept this practice. This is how we develop something called an objectivity. When you are objective, again your decision makings becomes better because you are not swayed by what someone who you like or love say. Someone who you hate also may say, but the one who hates may tell the right thing. The one who likes or you like them may tell which is nonsense also. So this is a simple practice to understand. Good, bad, ugly means nothing. It's only an emotion. What means is what is that thought? Does that make sense? This is why this is practiced under the guidance, because suddenly you may get a thought which you are not able to comprehend. For example, one of you went to 16, 17 years. But when you keep doing the practice, maybe you will get a thought which is not a great thought about teenage or when you are a child. You have no idea of how to manage it, right? So this knowledge of a thought is a thought, however great it is. Because, for example, you had a great meditation session yesterday. You are completely charged to do the session today. So you sit and you start your meditation thinking you are going to repeat that experience. You will be adding more stress to yourself. Instead, you say, I am sitting down for meditation. I am going to do the meditation. What happened yesterday is of no use. That's why I said there is no future, there is no past. It's going to only drag us down. There is no good thought or a bad thought. A thought is a thought. The moment you think, your attention is gone. So what the tradition is saying, utilizing this practice, understanding that as long as we are alive, Anadi Vasanas are there. We don't know how many births we have taken before. The more you clear the thoughts, more thoughts are going to come into you. So slowly as if you are sitting in a beach or a balcony, you say, my only work is to be a witness. Great wave is coming, okay. Small wave is coming, okay. The wave is not coming to you is okay, because you can only be a witness. What has to come depends on that which is outside. Then you disassociate yourself from the thoughts. So this is a conscious practice. This also helps us to understand there is no point in labeling. Suppose 5 years back you tried something and you couldn't succeed. Today when you try, that old thought of I didn't succeed is going to trouble you. Then you may give up. So when you practice Antaramouna with the knowledge, the past is past. That is why in English you call it past. It's gone. The future is not manifested now. All I can do is the best I can now. The more we come to that now, the efficiency and effectiveness with which we deal with our day-to-day life increases. And the efficiency and effectiveness of your inner work deepens. So this is the beauty of internalizing the concept of Antaramouna level 2, consciously developing the ability to be a witness, so that over a period of time, we get unaffected by thoughts. It's as if you are wearing a raincoat in a rain or an umbrella. What? You can't stop the rain. You can't stop the sun. So you wear a UV glass and start driving. That's it. You can't do anything with what is happening inside or outside. Just we have to do what we are supposed to do. So this is the reason why Antaramouna stage 2 is practiced with a lot of care. So what we can do, again take 6 minutes. Don't do 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you will never do consistently. 6 minutes you take, set the alarm. Just be in Antaramouna level 2 with this understanding that past, good, bad, ugly, or future, they're all only limiting. I am just going to witness what's happening inside. You'll suddenly feel when you eat menthol, you feel so fresh, right? This area becomes very fresh. Like that, you will feel your mind is fresh because you have given more power to yourself. You have empowered yourself to experience whatever is happening, great, good, bad. It doesn't matter because life goes on. This develops ability to develop right habits. Then you'll get more clarity. Okay. So what you have to do, the first thing and the second stage, after your practice for the first 48 days, you write down. Okay. When I was sitting in Antaramouna stage 1, the 6 minutes, these are the senses which earlier someone honking would irritate me. Now I understand if I'm expecting a honk, let me close my eyes with cotton and do something. You will figure out that it's not going to. Then you remove the cotton and practice. Honking is their prerogative, not reacting is my prerogative. This kind of a conviction will slowly develop. Then when you do stage 2 practice, initially like how we do housekeeping, so much muck will come out. The future fears, the past, no, everything will come out. After that, you feel a sense of calmness. No, after housekeeping is a very horrible job, right? After that, you feel, but today I have done my job. Like that, Antaramouna level 2 will give you a sense of mini liberation points whenever you practice. So whatever thoughts come, start documenting. One caution, never share this with anybody. It is your journey. Either you mail it to yourself in your personal ID or write it. After you maintain it for a sufficient time, you destroy it. Remember, this is our journey. Nobody other than us will understand the kind of thoughts, what is affecting us. We are our own therapist. We are our own teacher with these things. So in inner journey, you have to be extremely careful about sharing what you feel. You do it only with a very trusted teacher or a master. Both are very rare today. So keep it with yourself. But with an understanding, these are all vagaries of emotions. The thoughts are going to come and go. I am going to stay forever. So these are the ideas about the first 2 stages. Any observations till now? No observations? So can I take 3 minutes to 4 more minutes to tell about other 4 stages?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what happens in the stage 3 is when you do this sense stability using the first stage and the mind stability with the second stage, the mind is set for you to experience some deeper things. Some of you may see visions. Some of you will develop the ability to invoke a thought and release that thought. So how this stage 3 is utilized is when you are reasonably able to manage your senses, they are not allowing you to react, but you are responding. When you reasonably understand how in stage 2, there is nothing called good, bad, ugly, great, or very poor. It is a thought. That stability you will reach. Then in the third stage, what you do consciously, you pick up a theme or an incident which troubled you in the past. You invoke it consciously. Understand. Take the lesson. Dispose it, like how you clear the office file. In a movie, earlier we used to have VCP and VCR. No, we can forward the CD. Nobody will go back rewinding to see the sad scenes or a fight scene. Sometimes the song is so poor, you forward it. You forward what you don't connect with. You don't keep replaying. You're understanding? You are doing that in the external life. We have to start doing it in the internal life. That is what stage 3 helps. It helps you to face what troubled you, analyze it, ask yourself, what lesson did I learn from this nasty incident or from a great incident? Because some of us have turning points in life because somebody praised you, somebody gave you an award, but you can't rest on the past laurels. You have to keep working today. So slowly you will develop confidence in your ability today, not just because in the past you got a good name. So it works both ways. Okay, it takes you closer to who we really are. So good experience, bad experience, your encounters with life, write it down, analyze it, and get over with it. And here also Swami Satyananda says, because this is a very interesting practice, we may be carried away. He says, at every Antaramouna sitting of stage 3, don't pick up more than 3 themes or 3 incidents. One day we may be in a great zone, right? We think, okay, let me do 5, 6 incidents from my past which is troubling me. Let me take it up and throw. Don't do that. Because Satyananda Saraswati is the master who brought this process. He himself says, in any sitting, don't do more than 3 past dissection or postmortem. Finished. Then you get up, you go for a walk, chill. So what is that here? More than timing of 6 minutes, the number of themes are important. So you may choose to only deal with one incident where you were bullied in college, you're abused in the office, whatever it is. Take it out, analyze it. Remember, you have overcome and you are living well today. Take it out. It is limiting. And then go ahead. Finished. You want to do only one incident, okay, but don't go more than 3. Is it okay? Now in stage 4, what happens? Because you are able to do this consciously, in the stage 4, you will develop the ability to consciously give rise to a thought and send it. Raise it and send it. So when you do this, what happens? You may develop intuition, you may develop premonition, because these things happen when the mind is clutter-free. I'll tell you a simple example. In school, we studied Archimedes' principle, right? He was taking bath in the bathtub. Suddenly, he got up and he ran. Eureka, eureka. What happened? At that time, his mind was empty. He was nothing was there in the mind. That great idea came. Similarly, you try to phone a friend. That friend is trying to call you. Both of you think, oh, this guy is talking with someone engaged. But when a communication can happen, when one of you decide not to try, keep the phone down. Many times we try, not knowing you have to keep quiet. So in stage 4, what happens? You are not trying. You are just there. Whatever you have to receive as an intuition, premonition, everything will naturally come to you, which you can utilize. Again, here, we have to be very careful because we may get sidetracked. The purpose of Antaramouna is to take us to the next stage, which is Dharana, not to develop special powers. This is why from stage 3 onwards, you practice under the watchful eyes of a teacher. You understood? Otherwise, we will miss the bus. Suddenly, you will start feeling very different things and you may get sidetracked. So be very careful. In the stage 5, what happens is original thoughtless state, which people generally say, the Buddhist monks or the great yogis say, that is the stage 5 of Antaramouna, wherein you are aware that there is no thought. That's it. There is no other thought other than there is no thought. Okay. Does that make sense? This is the ultimate stage because you've emptied yourself. Even the desire to have a premonition, desire to have an intuition, desire to predict things, desire to know about life. All these desires are only thoughts, right? All these are exhausted in the stage 4. In stage 5 is the original thoughtless state wherein you are an empty vessel, empty. But this empty vessel will not make much noise because there is no noise. Nothing inside that vessel. So this thoughtless state is a ideal state. Then the stage 6 is very crucial. Many of the teachers from the stage 5, they will directly guide you to dharana and japa, then meditation. Because japa is a stage which is sandwiched between dharana and meditation. People loosely use the word meditation. I don't think even people know what is meditation. Okay. Now, in the stage 6, is rarely practiced unless we are pretty advanced. The teacher doesn't give us that practice. This is a stage, what Kenneth mentioned will happen, wherein we may slip into the state of drowsiness, sleep, So what happens is the teacher asks you to choose a symbol which you connect with. So throughout the practice, you are just with the symbol, like a life jacket or umbrella, for example. Whether it rains or not, in some areas of India, like Kerala, they go out with an umbrella, right? Like that, you are so advanced, yet you know you can go haywire because you are not realized. So in the deeper traditions, there's nothing called an advanced seeker, beginner. No. Either you are a seeker or you are realized. That's the blunt truth. If you are realized, there is no question. There's no practice. You are that. So till that stage, you need something to hold on. So in Antaramouna stage 6, in consultation with the teacher, you choose a symbol and just hold on to that symbol, because when you drowse, when you slip, when you are sleeping, you remember, oh, I'm holding to the symbol, and you come back. That will lead you to the higher stages of dharana and dhyana. So this is in a nutshell about how Antaramouna is classified under 6 stages and carefully curated and practiced and taught at Bihar School of Yoga, started by Satyananda Saraswati. So whatever I shared with you is all what Swami Satyananda has given us. Maybe I said in a different way, but all content, glory, and the laurels rest with him. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Krishna sir, for getting us through the details of Yoga Nidra, how it should be practiced. That is as on yesterday. And then moving to another guided technique called Antaramouna, and the details and the stages of it. So what I see is from today's session, it is more about we should progress towards getting responsive in nature instead of being reactive. And that happens once we make an intention and get into practicing inward in our practices wherever we are, and in the process our conversations also get silent because we are moving more into internal practice, so step by step. And so these are very nice, and it takes us through the interest that we want to learn more from you. So we hope to have more sessions from you. And yes, and I see that all participants are very active since yesterday and have shown a lot of interest. So let's have a happy feeling as we close this session and look forward to more such fruitful sessions from IYA. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Have a good day, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.